The September meeting minutes were included with the agenda that was sent out. Yeah, excuse me, yesterday. Take a look, but I would love a motion to, if we have, do we have a quorum yet? Stand by. We're getting the sign-in sheet to check. Otherwise, it'll be a shorter meeting than I thought. Yeah, with two people, it's two different meetings. Okay. So we do have a quorum, yay. I would love a motion from somebody to accept the meeting minutes from September or propose a revision. Motion from Dr. McNamara, second. Thank you, sir. Any opposition to accepting the September meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes are accepted. Thank you. And we'll get started with our CMAC SEMSCO report, and I see Dr. Walter sitting right next to me.
The next meeting will be up in a couple weeks, the week of December, so there hasn't been a meeting since our last one.
Excellent report. Thank you. I have nothing for the chairman's report in particular. Anything that I have an update on, I'll just jump in during the appropriate time. So that brings us to the Trauma Advisory Committee. And there is a report that was submitted, but Beth is on her way up to where the microphones are.
Just a highlight for those that do not get the reports sent to them. The STAC met on October 30th in Saratoga Springs. It was reported that less than 25% of the EDs in New York State have actually submitted surveys for PECs and the Always Ready for Children project. It is notable that any hospital that's accredited, their ER is accredited under ASAP, will need to be compliant with the pediatric readiness within 2 years. Does anybody know, are any of our local ERs ASAP accredited?
For peds?
ASAP accredited, period.
ECMC is ASAP geriatrics accredited. But not peds, and I don't know about children's.
No, just general accreditation has to have peds into it in 2 years.
Got it.
All right. New York State education law was updated to now allow school nurses to use hemostatic gauze. So if anybody is teaching Stop the Bleed classes out there, the school nurses are actually allowed to use the materials. We discussed in detail the airport drill over the summer and then the implications and things that came out of the thruway bus crash MCI. Talked about the distribution of patients, the problems, the good things that came out of it, and the various communication issues that were had by all. We reminded EMS of the need to clearly delineate report when you're transporting multiple patients, not just for the MCI, but in general, when you have more than one patient. We've had a few calls where people are mixing up reports between different patients all at once, and it was very confusing when it came to activating a trauma. We discussed the differences between trauma triage guidelines and trauma activation criteria, and shared a bunch of data from our TQuIT project, and that's it.
Thank you. All right, program agency reports. Alicia.
Hi, my report was included with the agenda that Karen sent out. Just a few things to highlight. Emily and her team from Catholic Health, as well as some representatives from Kaleida, came to our office and did a training on BFAST and FAST-ED, and that was a great training. So we wanted to thank the collaboration between both health systems for doing that training for us. It was really great. We also held a CLI class, and we had people not only from the Southwestern region, but we had some people from the Buffalo area come down to our region for that training. So that was well attended, and we're looking forward to being able to do another one in the future. Just a few updates. There was a new policy statement that came out, the 2509, which is the supraglottic airway implementation, which is the policy statement that we've kind of been waiting for after the BLS IGEL pilot program ended, and is what allows agencies to be able to kind of move forward now that the pilot ended. And then also there were many changes that were approved for Part 800 that will go into effect over the next 6 to 12 months. So take a look at those. I know Brian Bronner was a big part of that, as well as other people within our region. So there's a shout out to all those people that were very helpful in making those changes. I know it was a long process, so just the agencies need to make sure they're aware of the different equipment changes that are going to be required. So take a look at those. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. I would just point out in her report, in the STEMS report, just a little typo. You're not required to have waveform and tidal carbon monoxide monitoring. It's just carbon dioxide, but the chemical is correct. I would hope that your end tidal carbon monoxide is 0. Mike Shaw is not here from UBMD, but the report is attached, and we were not told that he had anything he wanted us to particularly highlight, so you can feel free to peruse that at your leisure. And that'll come to subcommittees. So, Dr. Walters, collaborative protocols, anything new?
Yeah, so there are some updates to the collaborative protocols that are going to be presented at the next CMAC SEMSCO meeting, the first week, second week in December coming up. Those will be discussed at the meeting, and then they will not be voted on for approval until the February CMAC SEMSCO meeting. And then if approved, will take effect July 1st. Right, that's the standard timeframe for protocol updates. I'm just gonna go through a few things, and what we'll do is I'll wait a couple weeks till after the state meeting, and then once these get discussed, if there's any changes, then we can send out a kind of protocol change log review for people to look at. There's a lot of things just on proofreading, grammar, kind of clarification of wording and things throughout the protocols that's been updated, but a couple of things I'll just bring up because they affect both BLS and ALS providers. For ALS providers, for behavioral agitated patients, they'll be removing haloperidol and incorporating olanzapine into the protocols. So just something to be aware of. There's some updates to environmental heat emergencies and about cold water immersion that would apply to all levels of care that'll be coming out. I think one of the biggest things for providers to be aware of is that for adult and pediatric fevers and for pain management, we're going to be moving oral acetaminophen or ibuprofen to the EMT level, basic EMT level, if you choose to carry that. Moving IV acetaminophen to AEMT or higher. So those will be there. Also adding the Dancitron, right, Zofran to AEMT for nausea and vomiting for adults and pediatrics. So that'll be a change. There are also a couple of new kind of protocols or broken out protocols for eclampsia, preeclampsia. That will be there, as well as one for obstetrics, hemorrhagic shock. There's going to be a new protocol for that that'll be coming through. These are based on some national guidelines and things. There are more just some clarification things, and then I think that's it. Those are like the highlights. We'll wait until after the next CMAC SEMSCO meeting until there's discussion, just so that we don't send something out and then it changes in a couple weeks. But then I'll be happy to send that to Karen and you can send that to the membership for review. That's it. If there's any questions for me.
Thank you. Anyone from the QI committee, Doctors Borton, Tanaka, or Plunka?
I have no updates.
Okay, thank you. I'm also told that you have no updates for the policy review committee, so thank you. Stroke committee.
As Alicia mentioned, we were recently down at STEMS presenting BFAS, and we just finished presenting at all of the AMR medical director days. So thank you to both of those organizations for having us out. And we're currently looking into February and March of next year. If your agency still requires the BFAS training, please let us know.
Thank you. IFT committee. The representatives have a report.
I don't see Todd on there, so I can give a quick report. We are just working on making all our final changes to our draft so that we can submit it for review at the next meeting. So we're just
Great.
working on tweaking everything.
Great, thank you. And again, on behalf of the whole REMAC, thanks to everybody on that committee for doing such diligent work. And it's been a long slog, so we look forward to the finished product and appreciate all the effort so far. No old business, so that'll bring us to new business. We have a number of approvals. Medical director change, which is actually, the first one's actually pretty old from my understanding, but Newstead Volunteer Fire Company from Dr. Youngberg to Dr. McNamara. Leroy Ambulance Service from Dr. Peterson to myself. PAB notification of intent for Safety Group, New York State Auto Dealers, at Transit Town, Flexovit, the Village of Perry, Canisius University, and Amazon's Warehouse, Buffalo 5. Epinephrine, syringe epi notification of intent, Heartland Volunteer Fire Company, Corfu Rescue Hook and Ladder. CPAP approval for Vigilant Fire and Cowlsville. Ipratropium approval for Heartland Volunteer Fire Company and Seneca Hose. Glucometry approval for Seneca Hose, and that is it. Barring any objections, I would entertain a motion for approval en masse.
Second, Josette.
Okay, I need a first.
That was me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I missed it. All right, so Mr. Bronner and Dr. Teuscher, any opposition to en masse approval? Hearing none, all of those that I read and that are listed there are approved. Any other new business? This has to be close to a record. Somebody come up with some new business. All right, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn? Sir, is there a second? Nobody wants to be the second. Dr. Farnham, thank you. All right, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much for all you're doing. Continue all the excellent work. Let me or the rest of us know how we can help you. And have a happy and healthy holiday season. We'll see you in 2026.
That will be in January?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just.